Friday the 17th of June, and we're in for a red hot, serious, boiling hot day today. It's been really cloudy, to be honest. It's not been a blue sky day so far, but here anything can change as we get into the afternoon. So I'm coming up to 11 o'clock. It's 10 to 11, so I'm going to be getting ready to go and do the facilities clean, and I'm going to be mowing these grass areas shortly, give them a quick trim. We've got the pod, we've got a couple in there for a couple of nights. They were here last night, Friday night, and going and departing on Saturday. I've got something else coming in on Saturday, so I've got a pod changeover to do tomorrow. And I was actually completely cutting the whole site yesterday, gave it the Thursday trim. So mower out here because I've got a pitch, what somebody's just gone off a grass pitch, so that needs trimming down. And I've got another super thanks as well, which I'll give a proper thank you to shortly. And I mentioned on my last vlog any questions, so I've got a couple of questions people have fired to me, so I'll sit down this afternoon and try and give some answers to that. But yeah, the site's looking dapper, so say a couple off today and a couple on. I'll just show you. So there was somebody was asking about pitches and so it's very windy, and what we do about pitching up. So we've had somebody on this pitch here for a week in a trailer tent, and what we will actually do now, because we're able to on this one, we'll take this pitch out. I'm going to give this a mow now, get it really down. It's going to get loads of water on it, but we'll take this pitch out of use for a few days, and then we'll use up some of the other grass pitches. So that's semi-answer to a question I've got coming up about what campsites do when the grass dies. And then the other real special thing we've got here, which has been touched on in the past, so we've got AstroTurf. So people in caravans have got their awnings up for a week or 2 weeks, one after the other. We don't have the problem with the grass dying or anything like that. Right, I'm going to come back to you shortly. Right, so facilities have all been done, and I've just started the mowing for today. So it's been on the little yellow peril, and so just showing you the area of grass before where we'd had a trailer tent has been on for a couple of weeks. One thing we don't do here is I don't fire up any machinery, loud machinery, until after the clean's done. So that's normally about 11:30, noon. So showed you very quickly here before, but now I've just given this a very quick mow over. You'll see, I don't know, you can pick up here, that'll recover within a few days. So as I say, we're very fortunate that we're not a rammed, mad busy site here. So that'll be spruced very quickly, 4 or 5 days. I've just mowed this area, pitch number 13 behind me as well. What I don't do is when people are actually on pitch, I don't tend to be in their face with the mower. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to jump on the other mower, which has got a grass box on the back of it, and just scootle up some cutting. So you can see a few bits and bobs here from yesterday. Going to scoople those up, suck them all up, then back on the yellow peril, and more mowing. Back in a bit. Mowing for an hour. So I've just done the other pitches that I've left today, and I'm now just going to get on with this one, I think. Let's see how my dog's doing. My dog's actually discovered we've got a garden. She's just mainly just sleeps on the bed all day, but a couple of days ago she was actually properly out and about. Is she about anywhere? So here she is. Hang on a minute, I'm just talking about you, Rash. Come on. Come on. Hello. You good girl. Yeah, it took a while for her to actually realise we've got a garden that she can go and sit in. So she's getting a bit territorial there with a couple of other dogs. Right, let's put this camera down, and I need to mow my lawn. Gently down the stream. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. that's that all mowed. I don't know if you can pick up that, but doesn't that look pretty? If the camera's picking that up, you must admit that does look pretty. One thing that I certainly do here at the nursery is I take pride in the maintenance and the looks of the site. So it's always looking absolutely prestige. Yeah, we've got some pretty new bedding plants for you to put in front of the cabin. Oh, left the trainers. Some bedding plants we put in the other day because of the rabbits. We have lots of rabbits had eaten the other plants, and some more here, you can see. So all starting to look. It's almost as if we're in the middle of summer, isn't it? When's the solstice? It's this weekend, isn't it? Okay, right, let's go and thinking about getting some lunch. It's going at 1 o'clock, yeah. Grab a bite to eat. We've got to put the camera in the office, I think, just make sure I've got everything ready for today's check-ins. Oh, right, just about done for the day. It's very breezy outside and a bit of sunshine, but bloody hell it's warm. But not to complain, apparently it's going to go cooler from tomorrow, but it's definitely scorchio. So after I've done this little vlog here now, I'm just going to run down the road to pick some bits and bobs up. All my people are now all checked in and the site's looking dapper. So on my last video, and I mentioned about asking some questions. So I've got a couple of questions that have come in, which I'll try and answer. One of them from Harry Hudson, and his question was, why did I leave Haven Holidays? I always do a vlog non-scripted. I don't ever write a script for a vlog, and I actually did write a full script on why I left Haven Holidays. It was a full script, and I showed it to Sandra, my wife, and she said, if you say any of that, you're going to get sued. So I've got to be a little bit careful to what I'm saying here, Harry. But Haven Holidays was interesting to work for. The staff, wonderful, absolutely. I mean, fantastic staff, including my managers and the hierarchy. They were all very, very, very good. But unfortunately, it's as far as the HR goes, every department was understaffed. And you were flogged basically in quite in a major way. I was sometimes doing like 12-hour shifts without so much as a one minute break, expecting to do 70, 80, 90 check-ins completely on my own. The toilets and showers, the facilities weren't being cleaned. I was expected to do them. You could not do them. It was impossible to do. You just did not have the time. And I'm afraid my standards and Haven standards are two very, very different things. And I look at some of the site reviews that are taking place on that site I was at, and the same problems are there. The solution would have been pretty simple, really. They need to invest in the staff and employ more staff. But the actual staff turnover was quite alarming to see, and there's a lot more to it. One day, as I say, I might do an entire script on why I left Haven, but never again. It was not a good place. I've never in my entire life suffered from nerves or anxiety, and my nerves were shot, and it was awful. I mean, really awful. But stay professional right through to the end, and as I say, the staff that work there, considering the conditions that they have to work in and the hours that they work and the pay, they work incredibly hard. And I met some really nice staff and nice campers. But yeah, my standards and Haven standards, they're a mile apart. I've got a guy called Rob Taylor who's fired a question, and this is an interesting question. He's asking about tent pitches, grass pitches. So if you have a camper that comes onto your site, or even a caravanner with an awning, and the awning is situated on grass, or you have a tent that goes up for say a 2-week holiday, by the end of that 2 weeks, that grass is pretty well dead underneath it. It's unless you've got a breathable ground sheet in an awning, but as far as the tent goes, the grass is destroyed. So which is your best option? Do you sort of move the next person that comes onto that pitch further along so the grass has got time to recover? or do you continue to use that pitch over and over and over again? There isn't an easy answer to this because a lot depends on the size of the site and how big your pitches are. So as an example, Haven Holidays, they had very limited space and the tent pitches were hammered. And so there wasn't an option to move somebody from an area that's got dead grass onto another piece of grass to give it time to recover, and you've got no chance of having time to reseed. The reseeding really needs to take place in April, the season's underway, or at the end of the season in September. Another site I was at in Northumberland, again, go and check out my vlogs from a couple of years back, you'll see the site. We had wiggle room on that site, on the pitches. So what we were able to do was actually request for people that if somebody had been on a pitch for a period of time to move their tent over, and mostly the pitches did have time to recover. The site that I'm on now, because we're primarily motorhomes, camper vans and caravans, then we are able to rotate the tent pitches that are with us. So if I've had somebody on a pitch, so I did put earlier on, I showed you a trailer tent that I've been on, we're able to decommission that pitch and give it a chance to recover. The weather also plays a vital part into what you can and what you can't do. So if you end up with a very, very wet summer, like August is notoriously wet, people think, why do people think August is a fantastic month? It is always wet in August. But you can then end up with pitches that are just not going to recover because of the mud. So a lot of campers in tents now, the first thing that they do is they'll put out a very large tarpaulin onto the floor, and then their tent will sit onto that tarpaulin, and because everything is now sewn in, so all your ground sheets sewn in, that's the way most people do it. And so I think you mentioned a site where the site owner said it's better to have pretty looking grass than looking at a site full of mud and dead grass. And I get that, and there is an element of, yeah, that is possibly the right thing to do. But as I say, if you then end up with a pitch that then becomes muddy, that's another dilemma, and especially if you're on a site that hasn't got space to relocate. So again, up in Northumberland, the site I was on, we had one particular pitch that we had a family after family after family, and after I think 6 weeks or so, the site owners actually took the pitch out. They completely took the pitch out. It was not suitable for tents, and they ended up they put hard standing in for a camper van on that pitch. So there isn't a hard and fast answer to it, but you know, if you're on a site and it's got lots and lots of space, then yeah, do try and let the grass recover. If the grass is shat, it's gone, it's dead, then there is a logic in in letting people basically put the tents onto it. But most importantly is, if you're on a grass pitch, the pitch should be fit for purpose. The large holiday company I work for, you were sometimes expected to put people on pitches, I just got an alert, pitches that were not fit for purpose, and that's wrong, that's naughty, really naughty. So yeah, I hope that's sort of answered those questions. If it's not, let me know. And if you've got any questions you want to ask me about being a campsite warden, fire away. I've got a couple on site at the moment. I don't know whether they'll let me video them. And I was chatting to them earlier, and they go, "Can you tell us any tales about being a campsite warden?" I might see whether they want to ask me that question, and I'll come back to you. Confessions of a Campsite Warden. Okay. Some other thing, something else what happened to me from somebody called Witch Dog. I got another super thanks. Witch Dog, thank you ever so much for that. That's the second one I've got. So these couple of super thanks that I've got, the money for that, I'm keeping to one side. I'm going to put in a little pot. It might take me a couple of years, but I think I'm going to buy myself a new GoPro at some stage. No mad rush. I've got my little DJI. I'm shooting this on my little Canon, which I've not had out for a long time. But I do fancy a new GoPro. So that super thanks is going in that pot. Thanks ever so much for that. Right, that's it. I'm going to go So, you know what to do. If you've not already done so, you can subscribe down there below. Go and hit that subscription button. Smash the like button. If you're new here, just thank you for joining us and thank you for your subscription. That really does mean a lot. And, you know, don't let your fears stand in the way of your dreams. Take it easy and I'll catch you. I'll catch you on the next one. Look at yourselves.